The Dow is on one of the longest winning streaks that we've seen in quite some time. So here's what you need to know before the bell this morning. If you take a look at the Dow this year, really kind of year to date, a very different story relative to the S&P and the NASDAQ, which have been in a ripping bull market this year. The Dow really just now breaking out of a trading range that it's been in since the beginning of the year. The Dow really did not do a lot through the first part of this year, and that's that bifurcation of the market that we've been talking about. Just recently really broke out of that range and has had a very, very nice spike here. Now, importantly, the Dow is getting fairly overbought, but when we go back historically and look, we have to go back to a couple of months prior to 1987 to find a record win streak where the Dow was up every single day this long, right? So it's been a very long time, and so we have to go back again to 1987 to find a period of time where the Dow had this many consecutive winning days in a row. So I'm not saying the market's about to have Black Monday again anytime soon, but the point is that stocks can only go up every single day without having a correction eventually coming. And this is particularly important if you take a look at how overbought the Dow is right now. We have to go back a couple of years here to find, previous periods where the Dow was this overbought. Again, take a look at the RSI index as an example. You are at a level on the RSI index that has previously matched to peaks in the markets every single time. So again, when you go back historically, the Dow is extremely overbought here. We've had a very, very strong run. Not surprising because of, again, this kind of catch-up trade in the markets, trying to get, people wanting to get in the markets, buy these stocks. And that's now giving this Dow a lift here, which is great, right? So now we're playing a little bit of that sector rotation that Mike and I had both talked about earlier a couple of months ago. Now seeing that sector rotation really come into play. But the Dow is extremely overbought here in terms of how it's performing on a short-term basis. So again, as we kind of take a look at some of these, kind of previous periods where you've been, this overbought, it's one of those things just at least worth paying to and understanding that you're probably going to have a correction here of some sort over the course of the next couple of months, particularly as we move into the weaker summer months of August and September. But a correction back to the 200-day moving average, the 50, the 100-day moving average, certainly very likely here, particularly with the Dow, because it is getting extremely deviated. But it's the same story that we see with the S&P and the NASDAQ as well. These more extreme deviations from underlying moving averages certainly setting the market up here for a correction, at least of some sort, 3 to 5%, certainly very likely. That'll give you a much better opportunity to get into the stocks you're trying to get into rather than trying to chase them right here. I know I've been saying this for a while now, but again, these kind of manias in the markets, these what we call these buying stampedes, they tend to last for a while, longer than you would expect they would, but they always eventually correct. So be patient, you'll get a better opportunity, but that's what you need to know before the bell this morning.